Greetings, my friends. Please make certain that you are still subscribed to this channel because every day I'm hearing from other people that they have been unsubscribed without their knowledge by YouTube. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth. And I come to you today with a breaking rumor regarding George Lucas, Star Wars, and Disney+. One of my sources contacted me and had a number of very intriguing things to say, foremost among them being that George Lucas is working with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to bring a major new project to Disney+, a live-action series based on his original Journal of the Whills project from way back in the early 70s. The outline and early drafts he created were the springboard for what would eventually become Star Wars, and indeed the Whills figured prominently in Lucas's proposed sequel trilogy, 3 treatments he submitted to Bob Iger, who promptly, with the urging and approval of Kathleen Kennedy, discarded them and decided it would be much better to hire Jar Jar Abrams. After all, Abrams had a solid history of creating narratives that seem at first glance to be intriguing, make an initial profit, and then completely collapse at the end, leaving everyone bitter and disappointed.
What better qualification could you have for making a Star Wars trilogy? God knows, everybody loves a crappy ending. An ending you have to search hard for by wasting years of your life sifting through hours and hours of pointless crap like on Lost, then digging through a mystery box full of terrible writing, lens flares, and recycled ideas. The only thing more fun than that is, well, pretty much anything not involving horse manure or syphilis or Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, and you know the biggest mystery box mystery of all? How Jar Jar Abrams still has a career after Star Trek Into Darkness and Ruse of Soywoker. If he was ever asked directly, why does Jar Jar Abrams still get work, I think God himself would look down from heaven, scratch his head and say, "Oh, you got me!"
God sure sounds a lot like Jim Ignatowski on Taxi.
He didn't sound that way before he saw Star Trek Into Darkness. He used to sound like Charlton Heston in the 10 Commandments, but that level of stupidity does things to a guy. But I digress. Okie dokie! Folks, what I'm about to share with you is information I was provided by a source who claims to be working inside Disney and or Lucasfilm, a source who claims to have first-hand knowledge to share. But since I have absolutely no way to confirm this for myself, and since I've not seen any scripts or documentation, I am treating all of this as rumor, and I urge you to take it with a sizable dose of salt. And by the way, regarding rumors in general, I just want to say I'm amused by all the corporate shills and jealous shitheads attacking me about these videos. I am very proud of the work I do on these rumor videos. It takes a lot of effort to track down this information, deal with dozens of sources, do my best to peer through the fog of war and try to find what nuggets of truth I can through all the disinformation, lies, and mainstream media distortions. Essentially, folks, I'm generating original content here, actually making news instead of just regurgitating stuff that the mainstream media reports. Sure, I could just sit in front of a microphone and read an article. God knows there are a lot of folks who do that, and while there's nothing wrong with that, it's not my style. I want to do more, and I think my viewers deserve more. My channel is unique, and in the coming months I'm going to blow your minds with new characters, new sets, and new approaches to making videos. I want to give you guys information, comedy, production values, and above all else, originality. I never wanted to fit into any mold, never wanted to conform to what everyone else is doing, and if that makes me a target of woke wankers, corporate hacks, and jealous wannabes, so be it. I go my own way. I'm proud of what I do, and apparently over 269,000 subscribers like it too. So, those of you too stupid to understand what a rumor is, that when I say something is a rumor, I'm acknowledging it is not verified as a fact, and thus, surprise, surprise, maybe factual, partly inaccurate, or totally inaccurate, and I am not making any claims in these videos. And if you can't understand that, that's your problem. I'm just trying to pierce the corporate veil and bring folks some information that would otherwise be hidden from them. Corporate interests want to discredit me because a lot of times my rumors are exposing things they don't want you to know. So they do their best to discredit me, but don't be fooled. They really don't want you watching, and they have good reason for that. And I'm going to keep on keeping on, finding stories that need to be told.
Truth! You always draw more flack when you are over the target.
Just needed to be said, Harvey. Now with that out of the way, here's what I have been told about Lucas and Star Wars. This source contacted me and told me, quote, "I have good news for you, Lord Doomcock. Disney knows your channel and are listening. There is a whole team dedicated to getting the Disney-Lucasfilm collective ear back to the ground. We really want Star Wars to reflect the original intent that George Lucas had for the story," unquote. I had to delete some of what this individual said here because it might give their identity away, but this is the gist of it. I am told that Lucasfilm is listening to us. They sincerely want to repair fan relations after years of abuse from Kennedy and open up a dialogue with fans, presumably to better understand our concerns about and hopes for Star Wars moving forward.
But dude, what about crap like what's going on with Rocketeer and Shang-Chi and the Eternals? Nobody is listening to fans about that crap.
Yeah, but that isn't Lucasfilm, and those projects aren't Star Wars. Apparently, Bob Chapek himself is determined to fix the mess that Kennedy made in relation to Star Wars, and John and Dave are on board. Now, I did say a while back that while the Lucasfilm Civil War is over, a war that Favreau and Filoni won, by the way, there are still vestiges of Kennedy, her allies, and projects that still remain. Skirmishes in that civil war that still flare up from time to time. This source tells me there are still a few projects that Favreau and Filoni do not control in relation to Star Wars. They are, quote, holdovers from the KK Woke Wars machine that are still in production, like Andor and The Acolyte. The showrunners of those are still KK's friends, and they even had George Lucas removed from those projects. Dave and John are furious about not having any control over these, and I personally recommend boycotting those titles, unquote.
Wow, shit, that is really weird, dude. How the hell could these woke wankers keep George Lucas from having input on his own universe?
It isn't his universe anymore, Harvey. It's Disney's universe now. Now, for all the nattering nabobs of negativism out there who are too stupid to know what a rumor is, I am stating very clearly, yet again, that I can't attest to the truth of any of this. I'm simply relaying what I was told by a source. But given Kennedy's antipathy to George Lucas, I'm not surprised if he was elbowed aside, just like Iger shoved George out of the way and tossed his treatments after the contracts were signed. There is precedence for this. Evidently, despite the Civil War being over, there are pockets of resistance, things that were started under Kennedy and now have their own momentum that just have to play out before they can be discarded. And yet, given all that, my source continued, quote, "The good news is that George, John, and Dave will be making major announcements in conjunction with Bob Chapek concerning the future of the franchise. I, for one, was shocked and excited to hear what they came up with. You get to hear this straight from us. George's original plans for Star Wars included the Wills. the omnipotent, omnipresent creators of the galaxy and the source of the Force. They will be explored in depth for the first time, expanding on the events in Clone Wars, Rebels, and Rogue One in a live-action series based on the Journal of the Whill's original script from 1975, which became the Star Wars script. We are working closely with George to bring this unique view of the Star Wars universe to Disney+, unquote.
Holy shit! Seriously? I mean, basically this means that not only is the Lucasfilm Civil War over, but now George Lucas is not only coming back, he's going to be coordinating with Favreau and Filoni to integrate into what they're doing?
Harvey, that indeed is what it seems like this source is saying. I'm told Lucas has been very interested in getting his vision of the Whills realized. I reported a rumor a month or two back that claimed Lucas was spotted in the Disney offices meeting with John, Dave, and Bob Chapek about doing a trilogy based on his Iger-rejected Whills scripts. It is unclear at this point if this series will replace that trilogy or if it's in addition to that trilogy.
Well, you know how you talk about the fog of war, Doomcock? It may be that your sources knew something was up with Lucas. Knew he was pitching the Whills project, and from that they assumed it was a trilogy? Difficult to tell. Always in motion is the future.
You know what, Harvey? That's a possibility, but...
There is another.
To quote Yoda right back at you. I'm just speculating, of course, but if this rumor is true, it may well be that what was once a theatrical release project may have morphed into a Disney Plus series because of the financial realities of declining theater grosses in the age of COVID. My sources have told me that Disney is putting their slate of future theatrical releases on hold over concerns that Shang-Chi is about to lay an egg. And with the Eternals in the pipeline, also expected to bomb even harder than Shang-Chi, if such a thing is imaginable, unless these movies surprise Disney and perform way better than projections indicate, Disney is looking to delay feature film releases in theaters until sometime late next year. In that environment, with Disney Plus needing programming content, it wouldn't surprise me that what was once a Whills trilogy might morph into a Whills show for Disney Plus. I have much more information to share with you, my friends, but I've been very busy and distracted with some pressing real-world issues lately, and so I hope to get around to putting this stuff out in the near future for you guys. For now, all I can say is I'm hopeful that maybe, just maybe, Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni may bring the magic back to that galaxy far, far away. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.